Hey, how's it going, guys? So back again for more of the Python BACnet Stacks Playground. Once again, this is just an applied Python course aimed at HVAC control technicians and perhaps some IoT practitioners on the Python BACnet Stacks. Once again, I've said this many times, it's not an advanced networking course, nor is it like a low-level bytes on the wire for the BACnet protocol. That would be like encoding, decoding raw bytes on messages that you'd see like in Wireshark or something. And also, we're just staying in Python data types, which is another thing that BACnet can get really complicated in, is BACnet has its own data types defined in the spec, but BAC0 and BAC pipes handle everything for Python data types, which is very beginner friendly. Or go above and beyond, especially if you're like me that doesn't have a computer science degree. Even though we're in this world of AI, do get a certificate, put it on your LinkedIn, and there's many more places that you can go beyond that. So I have been getting like a little bit of flack on Reddit, mostly for people saying that you can't teach a Python course and cheat using vibe coding with AI, but I kind of disagree. At least like that's how I do all of my production work, is all with AI. So why not just teach that from the get-go? But I do think you have to understand some computer science theory, and the more that you do, I think the better that you'll be. So I don't know. I think even computer science courses will change, that everything will be in AI driven in some way, but you still have to study theory, in my opinion, which really helps. Like the more theory that you have in your AI driven software engineering, the better, stronger, faster, more confident that you'll be. So I've been playing around with BAC0 and BAC pipes for a long time before AI even came out. So I used to sit on construction sites as a building automation technician and get all my commission work done as fast as I can, so I could play around with Python a little bit every day. So that's kind of the route that I went. But if you don't like how we use AI in this course, find a different course. So we're up here in our vibe code checkpoints. We did like the BAC pipes, BAC0, just a real basic read present value, write release null. Very nice beginner friendly thing to play around with on construction sites. Also one that we're collecting 0 with a BACnet read multiple. Saving data to CSV files and then rotating the CSV files every day. Some AI driven things we did there, and we tested it. Now we're doing, I think we're kind of diverging from this. I have to update this. So just doing reading priority array, which we did in BAC pipes, which I don't think that BAC0 has. So we should actually look at that. So if we go to GitHub, BAC0, let's see if we can do, where would it be? Maybe we could just search for priority array. Ooh, it does have a read priority array. Whoa. I did not know that. So like, if we look at, I'm just gonna go back in here because actually I don't have this pushed. I have to push this to GitHub still, but so I'm gonna make a new vibe code checkpoint just with priority array because I think it's kind of an important one. So like the last video we ran through, we wrote to a point via the BACnet scanner, and then we checked the priority array, and we did this just with raw BAC pipes, the BACnet stack. So we like read a priority array object. So it's actually just a plain read property where you would put in present value here, or description, or units. So read priority array returns like for each point. It's on one point directly, so it'll return all priorities. So when we tested that out on the scan tool, I'm just gonna go test it out, do my whois through my BACnet whois through the scan tool, which we've done a million times already. My test bench devices. And then I think we just tested it out on analog value 3, networked outside air temperature sensor, then read our priority array through the tool. So, wow, this thing has 3 different values written on the priority array. And if you remember, that's what this will do right here. It'll just read in. This device will give us this data in Python, and then we have to loop through it in some of the data structures we talked about. So this device has something on priority 10, priority 14, and a relinquished default of 60. So priority 10 would be the winner right now because it's the highest priority. Building operator writes at priority 8 through the building automation system. So right now, if this was showing up as a sensor in some or used in some control, this would be winning right now because it's higher priority than any of these guys. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So we could even probably try this too. CD vibe code 3. So if we wanted to do, let's see, where are we looking at this? Read priority array. So for the target, so this should be just for 1 point. I can't remember what we did here. So we did target address. Oh yeah, okay, so we want to try analog value 3. So this is just injecting target point into here. Then if we do this, this should, yep, same thing that we saw on the BACnet scan tool. So remember these were like tuples, I think. So when we did a little bit of our Python theory lectures. Okay, so if we wanted to check out BAC0's way of reading a priority array, kind of interesting. I wonder how we use this. I'm actually just going to download this file. Maybe we could even figure it out. Read range. Oh, okay, cool. So they do have a read range. That's kind of neat. Maybe we could try that. What does this do? So read range. Huh. This must be like a way to get logs or something. I've never actually used a read range very much. Let's see, where are we at here? Read. So if you see like BAC0 even has BACpipes source code built into it, which we're doing everything together. Okay, so read. So let's try this out. So let's make, maybe I'll just change this as, should be BACpipes version. I've just been putting a 3 here for its vibe code app3. Then if I do make a new one for BAC0 version vibe code app3, then I might actually just copy some code over from our first lesson, paste it in, close that. Okay, so right now we have BACpipes, and then we were doing a read. So let's just get out of here. We actually don't need to do a whois anymore. So let's just try this now. Python tab to complete here, run our script and see if that completes. Okay, so BAC0 fires up. I'm just making sure that read works right here. And weird, I don't know why it's not finishing. Check out this one. Oh, I know. I think I need to. I have a VPN option that I noticed before that it gets screwed up. So, and plus I think it might have a different, let's double check this. Well, let's do this. Sorry guys, munching around. So we were on here. Let's take the same thing that we would do with raw backpipes as in here. So I just want to try crud. Okay, so let's just do it this way. This was analog value, then it was analog value 3 if you remember. Like the syntax is just a little bit different. So let's just fire this up again. This should just get us the same. We're just gonna print that sensor value of 23. If you remember in the priority array, that was priority 10, so that one's winning. So now we can just go, I want to check back in the source code. So I think that was this method that we were calling in the BAC0 source code, read, which is the same thing as here. So I think we should be able to do a what was that? Split the read request, read multiple, which we did already. There's like some ways that they have read range, some arguments. Okay, let's try this one. So you can see that just under the hood, all it's doing is the same thing we did in backpipes with priority array, but in camel case, which also works. Let's just see what it does. Read priority array. And then I don't think we even pass anything here. So read priority array. So we need to pass an address object. So that should work. See what it does. Missing 2 arguments, object and object ID. So why is this failing? Address. Priority array. Seems like it should work. We just have to pass 3 things into the function. So essentially it's the same. It should be the same thing as this. Maybe I'll just tab it over just a little bit. So that is all it's doing. device IP, object type, object instance. No, it does not like this. A little bit of troubleshooting. Let's just see what this says. So that's the same data that we did in backpipes. So in backpipes, and why is it missing 2 additional? For whatever reason, it's not liking how I'm passing this in. I can't quite figure that out. So an address object. Well, here we go. Let's ask AI. In the source code of BAC0. I'm just going to copy all of this. Why not? More content. This is the method I am trying to use out of the come on. Well, what is going on with my internet? But when I run my script, Arizona, go copy our trace back in here. All right, so ChatGPT is thinking. So yeah, cool. I'm glad that we at least saw that BAC0 has an underlying priority array read feature. Pretty cool. Okay. So it expects 3 separate positional arguments. So it just says you need to fix my call. Oh, maybe I don't need to pass in a string. That's what I think I'm doing wrong. I just have to do it like this. Oh, okay, so we shouldn't be passing in a string. That's what it's saying. Like how BAC0 has these convenient ways of just using an F string to pass everything in, and maybe this will work. See if it pops up. Oops, still didn't work. Read priority array. Fine, we'll copy it. Still didn't like that. I don't think this is going to work either. All right. hate it when the AI does a couple different versions. Wow, this is generating way too much code. Something is okay. I figure out how to use this. This looks bunch of crap to me. Garbage. I don't think I'm too satisfied with what I'm getting out of ChatGPT. So I think I might even let's check Gemini. Okay, so if we go to read priority array, I'm just going to download this file and do Gemini through my employer has a pro Gemini subscription, so let's just do why does this error? See BAC0 source code. Sometimes I feel like Gemini might gives me a little bit better responses. At least if something's struggling, I have better faith in Gemini. The Pro model, Gemini Pro, I think is pretty good. So this video is already turning in to be kind of long, which I apologize for. These are definitely a little bit more than 20 or 30 minutes, but hey, that's okay. It looks like you've run into a direct bug in the BAC0 source code. This happens because of mismatch because how BAC0 tries to parse priority way and how the underlying BACnet stack actually structures the return data. Wow. Cool, so maybe this is actually a bug in... We'll just have Gemini come up with a GitHub issue and we'll have submit it to the BAC0 maintainer, Christian. Okay. See if this works. I don't think that is right. Analog value 3. We should have let's just run our BACnet version. So Python. The heck. Usually I should be able to just tab complete this. we go. And I'm just going to say this doesn't look correct. Let's see if we get, here's a backpack. The data looks different between two scripts for reading the priority are of the same point. Backpipes 3 I verified is correct, but BAC0 seems bad. It is not all null. So that's where we checked it. Remember guys, we use our tool here and then we checked this earlier. So we kind of have a lot of faith in our BACnet scan tools when scripting doesn't work out very well. Well, this is kind of cool. Maybe I can open up a Git issue then for BAC0. BAC0 again. Okay, so that looks a little better. Let's ask Gemini, what should the fix be in the BAC0 source code? So I think like BAC0, like we want to hide all this stuff. So then we just make it a nice, easy thing to do, and we don't have to do any of this. Well, maybe I'll have to, yes, draft up GitHub issue for BAC0, please. Alright, so maybe we'll just do this today and then do some of our theory lectures a little bit later. Alright, so this is how you open up a GitHub issue when you find problems with get ChatGPT out of here. When you find problems with code, and a nice thing that AI does, it kind of cleans it up for you, and you do like AI is like experts at formatting code in markdown format, so that's what this is. So, well, this is a little bit different today. I didn't think that we would do a GitHub issue today, but so we'll submit this GitHub issue to Christian, maintainer of BAC0. When using BAC0 with backpipes, stack calling the priority method results in index error. If you bypass the index error by modifying the loop, the method returns incorrect data, blah, 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 blah. So this is what we were trying to do, is we were trying to just do this. Let's just test it real quick, that this is bad. This isn't right. So let's test it one more time. just to make sure GitHub issue is really correct. Okay, so I'm gonna paste this into, I think we're done with you. Okay, if you bypass it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, root cause. Well, then this is like the fix. So if Christian wants to fix the issue, this would fix it. So yeah, this is kind of fun. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, guys. Sorry, like a long drawn out video today. So maybe we'll get into, we were on here on day 19. I'm almost thinking about skipping this because it just seemed like it was just like a run on of like what we were trying to do before. And we've actually got our checkpoints up to date. So maybe we'll just skip this one and then jump right into day 20, which is like, I think we'll get into more complex data structures, which is kind of, it's important to practice this stuff. It's kind of fun. Any of the other people that are more advanced IoT people, computer science backgrounds can definitely skip over this stuff, but I'll be going through this and kind of gets into some really basic algorithms down the road here too. So I think after today, I might just do a week on BACnet servers, so discoverable BACnet devices. And yeah, so sorry for the run on today, but let's go right into day 20 tomorrow. And hope you guys are liking this. Feel free to just, if you want more of something else, or if it's not like covering enough info or too much, not enough, just leave a comment or look me up directly. Talk to you later.